The search for missing South Carolina woman Elena Moore has likely ended in tragedy. Doesn't mean we have all the answers, but I want to explain what we seem to know. So, the Lexington, South Carolina Police Department announced that at 2:48 p.m. this afternoon, the body of a woman wearing clothing that fit the description of Moore was found in the area of North Lake Drive and Old Cherokee Road near where she was last seen. Last night, police released newly discovered security footage of Moore in a Publix grocery store parking lot walking in the direction of Old Cherokee Road around 9:17 p.m. after leaving a Planet Fitness on Thursday, June 11th. So that's the night that she disappeared. And that broadened the search today to the area where the body had been discovered. And this discovery comes alongside new reporting by TMZ that as recently as May 31st, Moore apparently told a friend at brunch that she was, quote, scared for her life. Reasons not entirely clear, but this is also coupled with the idea or the allegation that Moore's behavior was abnormal and that she frequently got up from her seat to look out the window. And then only days later, so 1 week before her disappearance, newly obtained ring cam footage near where Moore disappeared seemingly shows her disoriented as she picks up a DoorDash order at a home that doesn't belong to her. The resident of the home said that Moore tried to walk inside as she handed over the food order and that she seemed really confused. Also said he spotted Moore an hour later going through a neighbor's packages, and she commented that she didn't know what she was doing. For now, the coroner has yet to officially identify the newly found remains, and Lexington County authorities have requested a death investigation be conducted by the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. I want to bring back in Henry Dukes, a private investigator who's been working to find Elena. We had him on last night. Thanks for taking the time. What can you tell us about today's search? Because authorities apparently found this body after just an hour of searching.
Thanks for having me again. It turned out to be that it was not the outcome that we were all praying for and asking for, that's for sure. It didn't take, like you said, it was right at probably about an hour into the search that they ended up locating a body wearing the clothes that matched what Miss Moore was wearing.
Any idea about cause of death or the circumstances about where the body was found?
None whatsoever. That's an aspect that the law enforcement now will pick up along with the coroner's office to do the investigation and determine the cause of death and any other circumstances surrounding it.
How long would that take? For people who are not familiar with that jurisdiction or how the process works, do you have any idea about when the remains would be identified or cause or manner of death is determined?
Well, I mean, I would have to speak just from past experience. I mean, it just depends on, you know, the completion of toxicology reports, the autopsy. I mean, it's been anywhere from weeks to months sometime before the results, all of them have been come back.
One aspect that we didn't get a chance to talk about is that law enforcement said they received this tip that Elena was seen in this area on June 11th between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So that would have been before she arrived to the Planet Fitness at 6:40 p.m. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I really cannot.
Okay.
The only thing I can speak for is the timeline that we put together that had her in that area starting from approximately 3 o'clock on the 11th.
You heard the intro. We talk about some of these alleged bizarre moments, the DoorDash, the idea that she was at this brunch. Can you share more information about the circumstances surrounding that and whether or not it has any connection to her disappearance?
I think that what we have come to find out through investigating this and the video surveillances that have been provided, there was something going on, okay? It's not something that had just started. It's something that had been going on for a period of time.
You mean like a mental health issue?
Possibly a mental health issue, correct.
When she said she was fearful of her life, or allegedly said that, do you know if that was a legitimate concern or whether or not that was something that perhaps she mistakenly believed?
I can't answer for, you know, kind of what she believed or what she didn't, but we found no evidence through any of the talking individuals that we could, you know, be able to talk to that would relay to us that there was any concerns in reference to her life being in danger.
When you said that this might have been going on for a little bit, what do you mean? Like, how long might have there been an issue?
Well, I mean, we're looking at a week prior to her going missing that there was some strange behavior that now has come to light through the people turning over these videos.
Did you get a chance to speak to any of these individuals or friends and family that might support something like this?
I talked to friends and families, but none of them really supported any of the concerns that are now being brought out.
Talk to me about SLED's investigation. What are they going to be doing?
They're going to be investigating the whole thing as a loss of life. They're going to do an investigation to determine what happened to the best of their ability to be able to do that.
By the way, taking a step back, assuming for a moment this is the worst case scenario, assuming for a moment this is Elena, how's the family, how are friends doing right now?
Well, the family is not doing good. I mean, this is, again, as I repeated at the top of the program, that this was not the outcome that anybody was praying for or asking for. Everybody was hoping to have a different outcome. The father, I mean, I'm sorry, not the father, but the husband, again, still very distraught, very upset, very emotional.
And anything to indicate, as far as you can tell us, you don't have to get into specifics, but anything, can you definitively rule out foul play?
I have no way to be able to comment on that. That's something that law enforcement would be able to tell you.
Henry Dukes, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see where this progresses. This is a story we definitely want to continue to follow to get some answers. But thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.